Hi Moglets, it's God Mode Mizuki time. I know it's been a while, but I really wanted to wait for the Realm of Tempered Valor, this 100 floor stuff, to try her in. As far as I understand it, there's some good AoE content here. Gotta take a minute or two to make sure she is good. We're gonna give her her signature weapon, though I have heard while her signature is best for her personal damage, giving her a more support focused one like Hakushin Ring can increase your overall team damage more than her signature. Regardless, this is a Mizuki showcase and they always have their signatures, so that's what we're sticking with. I think talents are still fine at 8-8, so we don't need to do anything there. She is of course still in 4-piece Viridescent, basically just trying to maximize the amount of elemental mastery we have with triple EM here, plus, you know, as high EM substats as we have on Plume and Flower. Currently unbuffed, we're sitting at a little over 1,000. With the weapon passive, we should be pretty much at 1,300 EM here. We are still C0, and that's how it'll stay, unfortunately. Typically for God Mode, I do want to get a constellation or two. I just really don't think it's worth it for her because she's a standard banner unit. As for team, I do think Mawika and Furina would be quite good. The only issue is we need a decent healer for Furina because I don't think Mizuki's healing will be really enough, but I might just throw like Zealonin in there because she can at least, you know, heal more. I'm still a little concerned that the single target healing from those two might be a little awkward because Mizuki will be on field most of the time and I'm not going to be swapping too much, but just so that we can actually start playing a bit and checking out this event. Okay, this works quite a bit different than I thought. We are challenging it in chunks of 25 floors, and because we're on world level 9, we can actually start from floor 12. Unfortunately, since this event just came out, we only have the first one we can attempt, so we'll probably do this plus Abyss or something. I guess this won't be enough to see much, so we're just gonna start from floor 12 here. Because Mizuki's not a Natlan character, she's not going to really take advantage of these buffs, but it won't go totally to waste since we do have a couple Natlan characters with us. But yeah, we're just going to start like this, see how it goes. Oh, Boon of Friendship. That was just an item on the ground, so sure, I guess. Anyway, here we go. We actually are starting off with a single target enemy, but I think we will get AoE later probably. Whoops. All right, and then I guess we just hop onto Mizuki. What is going on here? Okay. I guess I don't understand really how that works. We cleared the first floor, but unfortunately, right as Mizuki was taking the stage, so we actually couldn't even see anything. Okay, this is actually kind of annoying. There's going to be like a bunch of seconds where nothing's happening. We're already on floor 19 because I guess we are doing it in a good time here. So we are kind of running around with Mizuki here. I guess we're getting a couple swirls. We actually might run out of time here. No, we didn't, but we only had 1 second left. Okay, we should have everything out on field now. We are getting a couple swirls going off. You know, this is kind of a boss, I guess, so this one looks like it's going to be a fail, though. We should be able to at least complete the stage, but yeah. We got to floor 20, we needed 10 more seconds. Oh wait, was that it? Are there only 20 floors on this one? Yeah, I guess if there's 5 stages and 100 floors total, then I'm gonna do it once more, just using my strongest team to see what happens if we cleared in under 30 seconds. Yeah, it actually says 15 out of 25, so there are definitely more floors. Yeah, this is definitely some pretty hard stuff, though. Even with my strongest team, I don't think we can get past floor 23. I just spent almost an entire hour in there. We couldn't get past floor 24, and this is supposed to be a Mizuki showcase, so I don't think you'll see much of it. Oh yeah, Abyss has reset since the showcase, actually a while ago. I was pretty slow with this video, and for no reason, because I don't think she's going to be that great there either. It's like also mostly single target from what I've seen. Maybe there are 2 enemies sometimes. Oh, but floor 12, we do got swirl damage increased by 600%. There you go, I guess. And in floor 11, we have a EM buff. So, sure, since this is Mizuki's Abyss, I assume we're going to have, you know, a decent amount of AoE. And then after this Abyss is gone, they're going to go back to only single target forever. Maybe we actually have Mizuki right after Furina, just to do her burst, so we can already start stacking the fanfare. I'm not sure how necessary that'll be at C2, but it's probably good to have some healing on field already. Oh, it's a protect the ley line one. Yeah, I mean, there is lots of AoE, which is cool. We're going to go back to her, I guess, now that all the off-field stuff is going. Yeah, you know, I think the only real issue is that she attacks so slow. I really think her attack speed is the only thing really holding her back. There's only 1 enemy left, so I'm not gonna bother doing much here. Okay, well, yeah, I guess we kinda, well, there it goes. There's only 3 enemies here, so other side was definitely no problem. I'm just rocking my typical Kanichi team. This is the second card in a row where we're getting normal and charge attack damage plus 20%, which kind of feels a bit also like a slap in the face considering she can't do any of that stuff while she's floating around, which I want to say is her second biggest weakness. Whoops, we didn't have her burst this time. That's more my fault. I think I need more energy recharge on her. We'll just see, like, I guess only Furina and Mizuki, you know, that was something. But okay, let's go ahead and actually get her burst in there. We're probably gonna try and just avoid using Mauika's burst. You know, just like have that off-field stuff. We'll go ahead and use Zealandins for the healing. And then I guess we can go back to her. Are the pets still up? I think the pets went away. I'm not super good with anything in general, but I'll get there for floor 12 probs. Guess I should have looked at the enemy list. I usually don't bother for floor 11 because it's, you know, generally nothing compared to floor 12, but Fatui dudes with their shields can be a bit of a problem unless you can just like brute force. Yeah, no one really has energy now. So we're just gonna go ahead and hop up. You know, I think we do have some stuff going. We do have Mauika and pets out. You know, they are doing some solid damage, the swirls. All right, let's hop up once more. I am trying to actually look at some numbers here. But as far as the swirls are concerned, it's really hard to see because they're never criticals and they're always small. But anyway, there's floor 11 done. Really not much to see. But yeah, I guess they're just doing this for floor 12 now also. We get some ley line disorders here. A part of me thinks 600% swirl damage isn't that much though. For this, I do like to look at the enemy list. So far looking pretty normal. Probably a first half angle here because at least 3 enemies, whereas, I mean, obviously that's the only side that actually has the increased swirl damage, so we're definitely going first half. Even though we are actually ending up on a boss, I'm kind of surprised. And then for second half, I guess we're gonna go Risley. He is a bit of a charge attack cryo DPS, but Ganyu would probably work okay as well. Experimental field generator feels kind of random, but I don't think you need anything specific for this guy. We were trying like off-field Electro and Dendro, like Nahida and Miko and Fischl and stuff for the raising mode, and that, you know, seemed to work pretty well as well. But yeah, I feel like until Mizuki is C2, she's not really buffing the off-field damage enough. I know she's doing something, and I'm sure the team could be better and optimized in different units and gear and everything. We're gonna see how floor 12 goes with the 600% massive swirl bonus. Second half doesn't really feel like there's anything actually mandatory. It is good to have cryo for this guy, and you may as well with the buff here. He actually does appear to still be built, which is crazy. He's not a character I use, honestly. All right, floor 12, let's see how this goes. Just gonna start with the, you know, burst there. Burst for Mizuki. Go ahead and do all that stuff. Again, I'm gonna just try and refrain from using Mauika's burst, but we will get Zealandins in there. And then go back to Mizuki and just kind of start floating around, you know. Like, there is some good damage happening, I suppose. Yeah, like those 3 are getting kind of shredded. I think that is at least partially due to Mizuki. Like, we do have strong off-field stuff going on here. And energy is actually looking pretty good. We are frozen. That was really annoying. And then back to Mizuki, I guess, just to do E here. Oh, okay, that was it? That was the whole floor? Yeah, I mean, she's really good in AoE. It's just so unfortunate we have almost none. I'm assuming they made this one side of this one abyss an exception for her in particular because there's a swirl bonus, but I wouldn't count on it in the future, honestly. Oh, there are 5 enemies here? Is this the harder side, or am I just like really doing something wrong here? Because these enemies feel too tanky for there to be 5 of them. Didn't I have Nahida in the burn melt? But I mean, Emily should be good for that as well. I think I was doing burn melt before Emily existed. Okay, well, we're on the last one and we still have a minute left, so it's no big deal really. It just felt like the first floor went by unusually quick for this one to take way longer. Okay, I mean, yeah, it was fine though. I have a feeling we're not super good on energy here, so let's get that energy recharge 20, so sure. Oh yeah, we're bad on energy. So yeah, we're just going to, oh yeah, we actually can dash around. That's pretty fun. We're gonna go ahead and do a burst here, and then go to Farina, do her burst. So we're kind of only starting the rotation now. Let's go back to Mizuki and just start dashing around, sure. I mean, yeah, they are dying very fast, and I don't think that's just because we have strong off-field damage dealers, you know? Okay, these guys are a lot tankier, it seems. Now we're getting the hang of it. There are 22 enemies here, okay. But yeah, on this pace, you know, I think we will need one more rotation here for these guys because they're tanky. I would prefer, actually, we're going to try and heal everyone a little bit because I think we have time and more or less save. Okay, that didn't work at all. Everyone's half dead still, and I'm not sure we have energy. We do got this dude here, just a single target boss. We're gonna do Dia's burst because we're bored, and go ahead and move on to Risley. We'll do that one charge attack and then burst. for no particular reason. Again, I don't really know how to use him. We're gonna tank those shockwaves because they feel kind of good actually. One more. Okay, we had about a minute left there, I think, a little under a minute. Final chamber. So far, Mizuki's side actually looking pretty good. We'll use it after she hops down, and then she's gonna die soon. All right, let's go back to Mizuki and try and survive for a few frames. Okay, cool. First 2 enemies gone. There were actually 4 enemies here, so still AoE. I thought it was single target boss, but apparently just 4 little bosses. I completely messed that rotation up, honestly. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, but it's still going pretty well. Like, dude has, this is the last enemy on chamber 3. We did it. We could have easily done that in under a minute. But okay, and then here we have an actual boss. We're just gonna keep wailing on him as usual. We're gonna kind of hope he just does his cryo stuff real quick. Yep, there he goes. Cool, thanks, buddy. We might just be able to ignore the Animo stuff and kill him. I don't think that's gonna work, actually. We're gonna die. I think we could get rid of like all but 1 ball, so we survived. And there we go. Floor 12, with a 600% swirl damage increase in an AoE situation, she's actually really good. That is unfortunately just this, though, you know? She's gonna be really good for first half of Abyss in her perfect situation. But yeah, I think it's less of a Mizuki issue and more just an issue with AoE damage as a whole because of how Genshin is. Because yeah, her single target damage just is not good on its own. Farina's single target damage with her pets is good. And yeah, through Viridescent, and if she were to be C2, you know, would give that some bigger bonuses, and Farina's pets would pop off even more than they already do. For me, she feels like she's in some sort of weird purgatory middle ground where she's a support but also a DPS. Like, at the end of the day, I am pretty sure the majority of our damage is coming from the off-field damage of these two, but that's also partially due to Mizuki. I'm gonna do something I don't usually do now and actually pull up what I just recorded in an editing program and continue on because it's way too hard to see like actual numbers in such a chaotic battle like that. So let's do a little digging here. I guess we can start with some like non-buffed swirl numbers here in this event we were doing. I think here a swirl pops up for 17k. It looks like. Since swirl damage relies on so little for its power, it's probably gonna mostly be these 17Ks we can see here. It also apparently doesn't have that big of an AoE. Like, you can see a swirl here happen on this guy, but it doesn't extend to this one. So, and I understand it would have to be a big AoE because they are, you know, a decent amount spaced apart. The next swirl, when this guy comes a little closer though, you can see it actually does hit them both. You can see the swirl text pop up there. It does have a decent range, but yeah, I guess that's mainly to say this content wasn't really AoE, even though there are multiple enemies. Most of the time, they're just too far apart. But yeah, very consistently 17k swirls. I wouldn't know how to get them stronger besides just giving her more EM, which I feel like I already have pretty much as I can get. So you can check out floor 12 here to see what we were doing there, because that run went pretty well. What are the swirls doing there? Yeah, there are a lot of numbers popping up, even going frame by frame. I'm not sure which one of these are the swirls. Maybe the 22k. If that's really true, then the buff didn't do as much as I thought it did. Yeah, I'm quite sure the swirls are the ones doing 22k. I really thought the damage would be inflated more. Her talent also increases it by a lot. At talent 8, it's like 0.4 per EM. And with 1300 EM, that's like what? Almost 600% by itself as well. But I mean, look at these Hilichurls. They do die very fast. Either they're not very tanky or like the swirls doing, you know, decent stuff here without honestly being that much stronger than, you know, without the 600% buff. So I'd say in AoE content in general, even if it's not purpose built for Mizuki, she's still like solid if you have very strong off-field damage dealers. So yeah, I wouldn't really know what else to do besides rehash everything I've just said. Again, kind of the same conclusion I came to in raising mode. For me at least, her biggest pro is her exploration ability. Like, it can be very good. So like if you happen to accidentally get her from standard banner or losing a 50-50 in the future, that's probably the main thing I would like use her for. It is still quite a shame it has such a long cooldown though. And again, while this team might not really be the best for her, she might be better in a sort of aggravate team with off-field Electros and Dendros, Auroron and Nahida. I'm not sure it matters that much when talking about her fundamental sort of kit. If she either launched her Animo attacks faster, or you could normal attack or do something while she's floating around, I think she'd be a lot better. As it stands now, I still don't want to say she's a bad character because it could always be something I'm overlooking. In my experience so far, outside of floor 12, which again felt kind of purpose built for her, I even felt like it's super impressive. And even in floor 12, I do still kind of assume that the supports were mostly carrying her. I do think she has a very nice design though. I do want to say that, like, top 3 best designs for me personally. I think she's a very nice looking character. But all right, that'll do it. I think this video also took a while to get around to because I didn't really know what to do. It was just part of my series. I always end it with God mode, but I was like, why? So I do kind of apologize that this was nothing, but yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments down below though. Dropping a like or subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.